Hey guys, how are we going? Today I am coming live from Wellington City in Aotearoa, New Zealand. We've taken a bit of a cheeky flight down this morning, coming down to have a little bit of a look around, primarily drinking some coffee, seeing what the scene is like in Wellington now. I have also taken the notion, I think I'm going to go and try and get a tour at the Beehive, aka Parliament Buildings. Never done it before, so I'm pretty keen to have a little look around. Hopefully I'll be able to bring my camera inside so I can show you guys a little bit of footage of that. But for you guys, definitely keen to get some delicious Wellington eats in while I'm here. One thing I want to do for sure is have a look for Wellington's best rated pie spot, see how it compares to Auckland's scene. Sit back, grab something to eat, and enjoy the journey with me. Let's hit it. Had a great day yesterday, went for that parliamentary tour and then visited a few more coffee spots in the afternoon, followed by a bit of a hang with a close friend. So yeah, so we didn't actually get around to doing any pie stuff yesterday. So what we're going to do now is we're actually in the suburb Brooklyn where Joe's Pie Shop is. Joe's being one of the highest rated pie spots in Wellington, so we're gonna go check that out now, grab a couple of pies and see how they're tasting. Let's hit it. Alright guys, so we have just arrived at Joe's, got a couple of items for you guys to have a look at. What a cool little space, man. It's got this really cool sort of corrugated iron like behind me, kind of look and feel really classic New Zealand, you know, with the wood that's varnished and that sort of thing. So anyway, let's get to the pie. So we only went with one pie today. I didn't want to go for two because first of all, it's before 11 AM here in Wellington. And I don't have my car to bring leftovers in, so we're going to try and be good with our wastage today. So with that in mind, we did go with the humongous, can I just say absolutely humongous, steak and cheese pie. Let's have a quick close-up at that pie. Ooh, look at that. It's very, very substantial. The crust is super thick. And the top is extremely flaky to the touch. Now the other item that we got was the sausage roll today. As you know, I love a sausage roll. This one is again very flaky on the crust. That is what we love to see. Alright guys, here we go. The wind is picking up a little bit for the first time here, so we want to get into these before they cool down too much. Let's start with that steak and cheese pie. Whoa, the width on that thing, it is hefty. Cheers everyone. Ooh. Look at the interior. This thing is packed. Packed full of filling. It's almost so heavy and full. I'm worried it's going to start spilling out the other end, because it feels like it's holding quite a lot of liquid. The flip side of that, of course, is when I'm biting into this, I'm not getting a huge amount of filling in each bite. And there we go, on cue. We're getting spillage left, right, and center. It is quite hot as well. And it is spilling. This is almost a knife and fork job, trying to keep this all in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, crust is really good, very flaky, homemade. So I just had my first bite of steak there. Really good quality. Quite a bit of pepper on the bite. Oh, it's really becoming impossible to keep this thing in. It's spilling everywhere. We've lost about 25% of the filling. Still loads left. Oh yeah. Look at the bulb. Quite a lot of spillage has occurred on my pie. Not gonna lie. Jeez. I don't know how I'm gonna finish that. Let's move on to saucy roll. They did give me a napkin today, so plus points for that. Wow. A very, very classic meat filling. Lightly spiced. The meat though is very good quality. Pastry is light. It's maybe a little dry in terms of the meat, but the pastry is what is making this really memorable. Excellent, excellent phyllo style, I think. Phyllo style pastry. Very light. Not heavy at all, not greasy at all, which is really good. So often, recently, what we've been finding is the greasiness just creates a little bit of heaviness and difficulty to eat. That sausage roll, very good. So this is the danger you run into when you overfill. When there's a lot of filling in the pie, it's almost a knife and fork job with potatoes and veggies, because this could not be eaten by hand, which is slightly problematic in my opinion. Slightly problematic. So I have managed to source a fork for the pie today to mop up some of this gravy. Now the gravy is really good. Really well seasoned, not too thick. The cheese that they've used in there as well. Maybe a bit more of a vintage cheddar style. Definitely cutting through the gravy much more than a lot of other pies do. So the actual gravy cheese combo is great. Alright. I think we're going to have to completely abandon picking this thing back up. I'm going to try and do a little bit more of this gravy inside. Get some more of the meat. That's a big chunk. Really well seasoned. Meat's good quality. No, there's not a huge amount of meat in here for the size of the pie. There's a lot of gravy. But the meat that's in there is really good. And I've got to say, given the size of the pie, and the amount of liquid that's in there, the pastry is still pretty crisp and is held overall pretty well. Okay guys, so that's going to do it for our first part in Wellington. I wanted to get a pie review in for you guys while I was here, and so Joe's was a perfect opportunity to see what it is like as a Wellington pie option. It is genuinely delicious, a little bit more of a dinner style pie, I would say, than a grab and go option. Definitely something you want to sit down with some potatoes, peas, carrots, that sort of thing, and eat knife and fork, because it is large. There's a lot of gravy inside. The pastry itself is puffy. The pie is a big boy. And with that in mind, guys, I am going to give Joe's today a go out and get it now. The quality was excellent. The gravy, the beef, the cheese, all quality ingredients. You can tell when you bite into it that you're getting really, really good quality coming through, and then the pastry itself held up really well. And the other reason why I'm giving it a go out and get it now is the sausage roll. Sausage roll was really good today. The meat, the spicing in the meat, the pastry again, just very flaky, very nice. My only comment on the sausage roll was maybe just a little dry, but I prefer that to a greasy dog, and definitely would eat that again.